All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles, great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Now, it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. And got a quick little lesson, you know what I'm saying? Because, the more we get to the end and stuff, the more you want to purge everything that will link you up back with this world, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to abstain from things that keep your mind set on continue on in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your mind set, you want to set it up so it can be on things pertaining to salvation, man. You know what I'm saying? Making the scriptures your treasure, man. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your talking your speech within the heavens, man. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about the greater prize, man, the kingdom, It says in Matthew 6:33, it says, seek ye first the kingdom and all things shall be added on to you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, all these things that's in this world and stuff is temporal. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's the everlasting? What's the guarantee? The kingdom, man, which it is well on its way, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it says in Romans, it says it's high time to wake up out of sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the ones that's still sleeping, they're attached to the things that's going to get them destroyed, man. And I want to first I want to grab First Peter chapter 2, verse 2. It says, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word that ye may grow thereby. You know what I'm saying? So, when you come into this truth, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you had learned before in the world that you thought was true and facts, this, that, and the other, when you come into truth, you know what I'm saying? You're being born again because now you taking in the knowledge that actually prosper. You know what I'm saying? That's prosperous for your life, man. And desire the sincere milk, when you're babes get fed milk, you know what I'm saying? You got these different nutrients, these breakdowns, the understanding of the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? This is John chapter 3, verse 3. It says, Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say, actually, I'll start at verse 1. It says, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahweh Shai by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High, Yahweh, you know what I'm saying, who the world ignorantly calls Jehovah God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ or Jesus Christos or Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And it says, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except the Most High be with him. Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, verily, verily, which in other words, truly, truly, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, you know what I'm saying? All the things of the world, you know what I'm saying? Things pertaining to Esau, Edom, his philosophies, his system, the way that he allows everything that's contrary to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? If you it says, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that, the ones that are born again, they can see afar off, man. You know what I'm saying? They still have that faith and hope. You know what I'm saying? They and not that fake hope, saying that you have hope, but everything that you hope for is right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that can see the kingdom have that faith and that hope for the things that's not seen yet, but know that it's coming because of the scriptures and the previous and present prophecies that's coming out, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be born again, man. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, and that word conversation goes into anostrophe, and it means conduct, man. You know what I'm saying? Put off the old man, man. You know what I'm saying? Before, like the brother Jeremiah, he says that he has an analogy. It's like you've been the truth for like like say if you came in 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? You've been a nigga for 19, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And now when you're born again, you got a few years or however far that you go, you know what I'm saying, to get right, man. You know? And all that them years and decades of being a nigga in the world and stuff, you gotta leave off from that, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. You know what I'm saying? The ways of this world allows you to continue to go according to your lust, man. You know what I'm saying? Which gonna get you destroyed because you're not uh 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 you're not cleaning that away, man. You know, you're not leaving that alone, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the ones that's gonna stay like this with the corruptible, you know what I'm saying, yeah, are the 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, the heathens, they already wearing that crown, man. You know what I'm saying? Their salvation is the corruption on this side, man. You know what I'm saying? But on the next side, yeah, it'll be righteousness ruling. But the ones that's gonna make it on the first go round is the 144,000, which is also part of the 1/3 that's going to get saved, that's going to be brought through the fire, who's going through the spiritual fire right now, so they won't go through the physical fire. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord has all these heathens, you know what I'm saying, building, you know, that's for that second death, man, you know. Verse 23, it says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So that's what you got to be upon, you know. You got to be renewed in your mind. You got to be born again. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, verse 24, it says, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture says in Psalms 82:6, it says that we are gods, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and confusion of faces whose bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites. We're the sons of God, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Israel in Hebrew is Yasharallah, man. You know, the Yah, the Shah, the Ra, the Ah, the La. You know what I'm saying? Yasharallah meaning Prince of the Power, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. And the thing is that we gotta have the mind state of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man. You know what I'm saying? He gave us the law, statute, commandments, and only gave it to us, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's not sharing it with anyone else, you know? Because we the only ones who can execute this pureness, you know, this righteousness, this holiness, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? You know? This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? Going to that word mortify, it says to make dead, to put to death, slay, worn out, of impotent old man. It says deprive of power, destroy strength of. You know what I'm saying? You know, to deaden, that is to subdue, you know, bring underneath your power, be dead, mortify. You know what I'm saying? So it says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? Fornication. You know what I'm saying? Believing in other gods, believing in other philosophies. You know what I'm saying? Uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. You know what I'm saying? And uncleanness, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, what is that? These filthy philosophies that's gonna get you destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the first death was the flood. You know what I'm saying? You know, water is helps cleanse you. You know what I'm saying? And the second death is the nuclear fire, which fire is a purge, a cleaning agent, man. You know what I'm saying? So what's the uncleanness? The things that's contrary to the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says which is idolatry, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're fornicating, man. You know, having sex with another man's wife, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, women having sex with other men when they already have a man, man. You know, homosexuality. You know, child pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever sickness that's upon this side, upon the ones, because the scripture says in Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And everything that was just listed, the fornication, the uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness. You know what I'm saying? Though these are the idolatries that's being pushed in this kingdom right now. And who's the ones ruling? The wicked. You know, Esau, Edom, man. You know, the red man. You know, who claim to be some other color, man. You know. It says for verse 6, it says, for which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. So the children of disobedience is going to be about all these things that was just listed, man. They're not going to mortify their members, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to cut off the old man because they think the old man, the lustful mindset that they're in is the right way. You know, these churches that's underneath these 501c3 charters, you know what I'm saying? These cooned out pastors that sold out just so they could get money out of you and tell you lies. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're children of disobedience, and they got some, you know what I'm saying, that's going to believe the same as well, you know, who going to be part of that children of disobedience. You know, this is I can keep going. Verse 7, it says, in the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. You know what I'm saying? So we walked in them, you know what I'm saying? Past tense, meaning that we have walked, you know what I'm saying? We were foreigners, you know what I'm saying? Gentiles at a point, you know what I'm saying? But when we was born again, we renew we put back in remembrance of our heritage, man. These law, statute, commandments, who we were, who we weren't, you know what I'm saying? Who we thought we were, we found out who we really are. Israelites, man. You know, it says, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. It says, lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. That word deeds goes into praxis, and it says a doing, a mode of acting, a deal, a transaction, the doings of the apostles, you know what I'm saying, in a bad sense, wicked deed, crime, you know what I'm saying, because law, statute, commandments are laws, you know what I'm saying, law and order, you know what I'm saying, you break it, that's a crime, man. And guess what, you break it, that's a transgression of the law, you know what I'm saying, you know. It says you know, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, man. You know what I'm saying? Cutting off that old man, you know what I'm saying? Doing all you can, you know what I'm saying? You can see it far off. You see, you got the tunnel, you know what I'm saying? You got your one mindset. You got one thing that you're paying attention to. You got one thing that you want to make it. You want to be crowned with the incorruptible crown, you know what I'm saying? You want to make it in the kingdom. You don't want to get burned alive. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get destroyed. You don't want to get eaten. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get devoured out here in Jacob's trouble. You want the Lord to be with you. You know what I'm saying? You want to get beamed up on them chariots. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, you gonna leave off, and you're gonna abstain from, like the scripture says, it says abstain from all appearance of evil, man. Hey, this world is wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? The more you cut yourself off from this world and come to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the more you building your spiritual bank account, more you building your relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, studying to show thyself approved, man. You know what I'm saying? This is verse 10. It says, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is giving us a chance to be gods, man. You know what I'm saying? So what you going to be? You going to be a god or a peasant? You want to be a heathen or a god? Which one it is? You know what I'm saying? You know, because the scripture says in Romans 9:6 that not all Israel is of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that we got false flaggers out here. Meaning that we got some that know that they're Israelites but don't want to do the things that an Israelite doing, man. They want to do the ways of the heathen, man. You know, and the scriptures clearly says it. You know what I'm saying? You are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to consume the ways of the world, then you a motherfucking heathen. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to consume the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, then that means you're a god, man. You know? And one thing to always find out, you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta, first and foremost for myself, You know, you gotta you got to examine yourself. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? So you know your own self. You know your weaknesses. You know things that, because I know that the Lord is telling you, either through the Spirit, you know what I'm saying, or through another brother, and things are you receiving it, and it's clicking it. You know what I'm saying, for the ones who do follow the truth. A great millstone, and camps that preach the same doctrine as great millstone. The Lord is letting you know what you need to leave off from it, and come to, man, to have a better relationship with him, man. You know what I'm saying? So you won't be one of those wish it woulda coulda, man. You know what I'm saying? Like in the movie Thor Ragnarok, man. You know what I'm saying? When Thor was going against his sister, the Queen of Death, you know what I'm saying? When he almost died and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like he went into a spiritual realm to talk with his father that was dead and passed away already and stuff. And he was telling him it was never the hammer, you know what I'm saying, that gave you the power. The power was all in yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? And what did he do before he went back into, before he left the spiritual realm where his father was? You know what I'm saying? It's like he just let everything go and submitted himself, man. And then guess what? He received the power. That's the same thing we got to do, man. If you want to be part of 144,000 or the 1/3, that's what you got to do, man. You gotta be ravished with this word, man. With wisdom, man. You gotta let her get on top, man, and control you every now and then, man. It says how that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be rejected. You don't want to be rejected at all, man. It says, but I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. You know what I'm saying? The ones that continue to strive for this truth, man. Hey, the scripture says in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha, it says to strive for the truth unto death, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the ones that die, guess what? They gonna have the crown of life. Previous men that did the work and stuff, and the Lord that took, you know what I'm saying? I believe that they had a crown already. They just waiting for us, Lord willing. I'm gonna close it off with this last scripture. This is James chapter 1 verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 1. This is James chapter 1 verse 1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High Yahweh, of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. You know what I'm saying? So James is giving greetings to the 12 tribes that scattered abroad. You know what I'm saying? It says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that's part of the battle, man. You'll have you'll have things that's trying to pull you back into that old man mindset, man. You know what I'm saying? To go back into game banging, to go back into committing adultery, you know what I'm saying? Eating pork, shrimp, lobster, catfish, clams, you know what I'm saying? Going back to calling the Lord God and Jesus, you know what I'm saying? To pretty much go back into that state that you once were. It says it says, verse 4, it says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. That word wanting goes into lacking, man. You won't lack anything, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 5, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, because it is wise to know to stay in this truth and not go back into the world. That's a wise thing, because guess what? The scripture says that the beginning of fearing Yahweh Bashim Yashai is the beginning of wisdom, man. So you wise when you scared of the Lord, man. Scared of him in the sense that he'll fuck you up if you do the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Or go back in the world. It says, let him ask of the Most High that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that you ask for it, it's going to come. You know what I'm saying? If it's pertaining to salvation, you receiving your crown to be part of that 1/3, you know what I'm saying? That's going to get saved on the first go round. You know what I'm saying? Ask the Lord, he'll give it, and what is the temptation? The temptation is that you probably will be lazy, or you don't feel like it, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to feel left out, or all your friends or your family are doing this and you feel singled out and stuff. Hey, so what? Because guess what? You're going for something that's greater than what your family and friends want on this side, man. It says, verse 6, it says, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. You know what I'm saying? Verse 7, it says, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. So, the one thing about faith, it goes back to confidence, man. You know what I'm saying? Confidence means with faith, man. You know what I'm saying? Con meaning with, and fidel meaning faith, man. You got to have confidence that the Lord is going to reward you, man. The scripture says in Hebrews 11:6 that he is a rewarder of those that you got to believe that he is, and a rewarder of those who diligently seek him, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to want this. You got to really want it, man. Verse 8, it says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You know what I'm saying? Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted. You know what I'm saying? So, just ask on the Lord. It's like ask the Lord, like, it's evidently something wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it. I'm trying. I'm doing. I want to do better. I want to be a better example, a better leader. You know what I'm saying? I want to make it. I want to make it on the first go round. Tell me what it is that I need to do so I can get better, so I can have a better relationship with you, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Because the word prayer in Hebrew is palal, it's the pa, the la, and the la, palal, and it means to ask, man. And how you gonna ask? You gotta open your mouth. You gotta talk to him. You gotta pray. And I hope this video was edifying. And I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors to apostles of great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Shalom and a bar.